What's happening, people? I'm back in the kitchen again, and I know that light's still out. I'm getting to it, I promise. But today, we've got something very exciting. It is the Wagyu steak from Aldi. Now, this one is an 8-ounce sirloin steak. They also have fillet steak. They have, what was the other one? Ribeye, I want to say ribeye. They've got 3 different ones, all around the same price point, 50p a pound either way. But this is a very expensive price point. But it's got to be a good steak, hasn't it? 8-ounce sirloin steak, matured for 14 days, British Wagyu sirloin steak. Now, I thought Wagyu were Japanese. And that's ironic because this video, I think, is coming out on Friday. And me and Katie are heading to Japan this weekend. On the main channel, it'll be there. So there'll probably be a few more Portugal videos to come out. But yeah, go and follow the Instagram, go and follow the Facebook, and follow my journey. Yeah, all the way to Japan. Via China and South Korea, I may add. Anyway, let's talk about this steak. So, experience the melt-in-your-mouth tenderness and richness of Wagyu from Aldi-approved British farms, intensely marbled with a buttery soft texture and full flavour. 100% British beef. This costs a fortune. Let's have a look at the box and see why it costs a fortune. And then we'll, yeah. Oh, there's a marbling score here. And tips for cooking. So I've got my griddle there ready to go. And this is the box. It's a very posh box, and I think it says security protected on the way out. Blooming heck. Okay, nutritional information. Wagyu sired British beef sirloin steak. 201 calories per 100 grams. What's this grammage on this? What's 8 ounce in grams? I'm not sure. Yeah, there we go. It says selected from cattle sired, I think that's sired by full blood Wagyu bulls. And it does have the standard bone warning, and you can freeze this. I wouldn't recommend freezing it though, personally. Look at that. It's got 28% of your daily recommended saturated fat. 21.6 grams of protein per 100 grams. Wow. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a look and see how many grams are in 8 ounces, because that's kind of interesting, isn't it? And then you've got all this information on the back there. If you want to pause that and take a look, you can. It does tell you which wines to pair it, all the cooking instructions, and a little bit about the cattle themselves there. Typical Wagyu beef marbling score. Least marbling to most marbling. Marbling adds tenderness and richness to the flavour of a steak. A score of 4 to 7 indicates exceptional quality and tenderness. And I think that means that this is between 4 and 7. I'm not sure though. So yeah, it says rest for 5 minutes after you've cooked it, and leave steak at room temperature for 10 minutes before you're cooking it. And it does have the tips for cooking. Sear the steak on a high heat before flipping, and don't forget the edges. Once seared, turn the steak frequently for an even cook. So it says if you want it rare, 2 to 4 minutes. If you want it medium, 4 to 6 minutes. And if you want it well done, 6 to 8 minutes. I don't know if that's on each side. Not sure. Transfer the steak to a warm plate and rest for 5 to 10 minutes. Cut against the grain into slices with thickness of your liking. So I'll get it out of this pack, and then I've got to let it just rest at room temperature for 10 minutes while I tell you guys the price. Okay, there it is out of the pack in all its glory. What do you think to that? Looks like a nice bit of meat. Nice bit of meat indeed. And let me tell you the price of this. £8.49. £8.49. I think the sirloin was, no, not the sirloin. The ribeye I think was $7.99, and the fillet was $8.99 or $9.49 or something along those lines. All similar, all between £8 and £10 basically. We just went for this one, sirloin steak. So it's just resting, like I say, for 10 minutes. What do you think to the price? Is it worth it? everything's going up, aren't they? But this is like a proper Wagyu. I mean, what do you think to the marbling on that on the back? The one that they show there, I'm not sure if that's going to be showing too much, but the one that they show seems to have a lot more marbling. This looks like a pretty generic steak, if I'm honest. But listen, steaks are decent, aren't they? I've got some chips in here because this is actually Katie's tea. I'm just going to cut a little bit off and have a little try and let you know what I think about this. We do have some other steaks in the fridge for me and Naomi, which I'm going to review on another video, so stay tuned for that. That's coming up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So we'll get these chips cooking for Katie, and then we'll get this steak cooking. Just going to salt and pepper it now, and I'm going to just put a little touch. I'm going to use a brush. I'm going to brush a little bit of this garlic infused olive oil onto it as well. Be bloody beautiful. Right, come and cook a steak with me. Okay, I'm just going to let that rest, as it suggested, for 5 to 10 minutes. Then we'll cut open and have a little look. Okay, so I have sliced it open. Look at this. What do you think to this for a colour? Ooh, look at that. Does look like a decent steak, that, doesn't it? Beautiful. Glistening. It's not focusing there, but look at that. So, like I said, this is Katie's tea, so I'm only going to have a little bit for you guys, but let's have a taste. Okay, it's all important taste time. What did you think to that? I mean, straight off the bat, it looks phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, I have bought one of these before and made it for Katie, but I have never tried it. I'll tell you what. Oh, man. That is juicy. Ooh. That is a nice piece of meat. Wow. It's fatty. And you can tell that straight through. But that's what makes it. Oh, wow. I must say, I've seasoned this fantastically. Perfect saltiness. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. You know what, sometimes it's worth paying the extra money. I'm not going to eat anymore because I'll blooming stuff the lot. But, let me tell you, £8.50. It gets expensive if you have a steak a piece, like, and you're having whatever with it, a jacket potato or chips or whatever, onion rings, whatever you have with your steaks, mushrooms I'd have. Whatever you have with your steaks, it would get expensive if you're having these sort of steaks for a family of 3, 4. But sometimes, you know what? In fact, it costs £30 for a blue McDonald's to get delivered. Get yourself a few steaks. That is probably the best steak I've ever had. At home. Probably the best steak I've ever had at home. Can't fault it at all. I'll give it a 9.9 just in case I come across one better. And do you know what? I'm probably going to go and try the fillet steak, which is the most expensive one, and it's a bit thicker and a bit smaller but thicker, you know. And I think that's more my style. And I might even try the ribeye as well because these are fantastic. Now, I say this is the best steak I've ever had. Like I've said, this video is going to come out in the future on Friday the 18th, 17th, whatever date it is today when you guys see this. And me and Katie are off to Japan, the home of the real Wagyu, and we're going to go out for a steak on the main channel, and it might cost me an absolute arm and a leg, but we're going to go and do it. So go over to the main channel, check that out. The videos will be coming up soon. But for me, this is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Tell me any other better steak than this. I'm willing to pay, by the way, £8.50. I'm willing to pay. Shall I go to the butchers and get some steaks? Farm shops? Or is there any in the supermarkets that you know of? I think M&S do like a real high quality steak, a high quality, high grade. Not sure if it's Wagyu, but yeah. The comments are your friends. Let me know and I will go and try them. I am on the mission to find the best steak in the UK. Supermarkets, to cook at home, that is, on this channel. And on the main channel, I might even go on a mission and try to find the best steak in the UK out and about. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This one, yeah, absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to finish it up, slice it up, get it served to Katie now, the lucky little bleeder. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. So close to 6,000 now. Really appreciate everyone who watches. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. What's happening, people? Back in the kitchen again. Hope you're all fantastic. Thanks for watching. Would be special. Wouldn't buy that again.